Okay, I have a 06 Road King Custom touring model, FLHRSI. Has the leather hard bags. The problem with lowering a Road King Custom is this shock area. So once we lower this shock will slightly come back and down. So it will need a wider area here to travel in this hard bag. So we're going to take a heat gun and try to change the angle of this area here neatly to where it will still look good, and I'll be able to lower this bike, get more footing on the ground, a lower, cooler look everybody's going for. And it helps a lot with backing up on an uneven surface or a slight grade in a parking area. And it's a really heavy bike, so you have to get some good footing on the ground. And so we have it on a jack and taking the weight off of the rear wheel, and remove this rear lower shock bolt with a 3/4 inch socket. And this is the kit. You can drop it 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, but you don't want to go that low unless it's going to be for show. Road King Custom and Street Glide is already 1 inch lower than a normal touring when it comes from factory. So you don't want to go but maybe the first or second hole. I just bought this kit in case I decide to use it on another bike later on or something. You can buy them with 1 hole, you can buy them with 2 hole. I bought this with 3 hole, so I can use it on other bikes if I need to. So whenever I go back together with it, I'll go over the torque specs and using the Loctite. So I'm getting ready to do this, and hopefully we'll turn out with a good lowering job. I haven't found much on the internet about this, so that's why I was making this video. So we'll cover more in the next part, and we'll be done. I'll make it short. This second part of the video, hopefully I can make this short. And this is mounting the bracket. So I've mounted the right side. The supplied bolts with the kit came with longer bolts than the factory bolts. It says to use the factory washers, so we've done that. This is the mounting bolt for the bracket to the frame. This is the lower shock bolt. This is the one that adjusts your ride height. It has a lock nut. We've also used factory washers on it. So longer bolt, lock washer, flat washer, Loctite, or this one hasn't used. We have not used Loctite on this one. It has a locking nut on the back side, a Teflon nut. This is the shock mounting bolt. It's the shorter bolt that was supplied with the kit. It's where the shock mounting bolt used to be. This is what bolts the bracket to the frame. So, and then this is the top shock mounting bolt. It's the longer bolt with a lock washer, a flat washer, and then they have sent this spacer that goes behind the shock. Goes between the shock and the frame, so it will achieve this clearance here that you need with the backrest or luggage rack or whatever you might have right here. So it's neat that they've supplied this bolt with this, or this spacer with this kit. So it's a much needed thing. So I have it all loose still yet. So I will mount both sides real quick. I will torque this down. These bolts torque at 35 to 40 foot-pounds. So that's what the climber manual I have says for this year of touring bike. This is a 06 Road King Custom. So look it up for whatever you're working on, and you can use this same technique here of whatever bike it is. But if it's similar kit. So hopefully I can wrap up the third part, which will be putting the bags against this and figuring out this angle and heating them and finishing it up and seeing what it looks like on the ground. Okay, what I'm doing now is I'm using a heat gun and heating this area up. Hopefully I can change this area where it will have more room for that shock to ride in. I'll show more on it here in just the next little clip. Okay, I've set up a light here. Hopefully you can see a little better what I'm doing. But I have changed the angle that area on the back of the bag to where it would have more clearance there at the shock area. I'll take it back off here and show you. Can't really see down in there. So I haven't had to adjust my brackets. It still hooks up the same spot that it did. And there's the channel. All I've done was heated that area and pushed it in. Just find something around the garage that you can push it in with, and then take water and cool it, and it'll hold that shape forever. So we've lowered it, and I didn't have any problems with the clearance. I've measured out my wiring harness area inside the fender, and I don't have any clearance problems there. Travel to shock should be good. I've dropped it. I put it down on the second notch, which is 2 inches lower, so it's actually 3 inches lower than a touring bike. So it's 2 inches lower than Street Glide or Road King Custom comes from factory. So I'm going to put about 5, maybe 10 pound of air in it. It'll still set low and have a real good ride. And that's it. It looks like it's going to work. So I'm going to take it for a ride.